everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. Absolutely no one expected what came next, as we're talking about Dokibird, who is an indie VTuber who came back in February 2024. She used to be Selen of Nijisanji EN, who we all know at this point. Nijisanji screwed her over, terminated her for Last Cup of Coffee, and treated that really badly to the point where she made 2 attempts. And we are talking also about Ike Eveland, who is now a Xandu. They were a part of the Black Screen stream with Illyra and Vox, but those two aren't involved in it. It's just Ike Eveland / Xandu and Dokibird right now that we're going to be looking at in the video that we're going to be watching just right now.
And then after that, we're not going to talk about it anymore. So we're going to make one statement and then that's it. Obviously, a lot of people are very surprised that, we're here together. A year ago, Xandu sent me a...
Just as a bit of transparency, of course, we have Rainbow Retiree saying here, audio went weird, so the stutter audio tool was used, not an AI-generated voice. And that is something you're going to be seeing later on in the video. There is going to be some stuttering going on later when the tool is no longer used.
Really thoughtful message to apologize, but at that point I was like really afraid to respond because I wasn't ready at that time. But it was only a few days ago that I was finally ready, and I tried to reach back to him and wanted to know if he was okay and everything. And it was from there that we sort of got in a call together and we had a long talk together. And also I also want you guys to all know that Xandu did privately apologize to me, and I have accepted his apology, and because we're all human and we're allowed to make mistakes, and since that's what being an adult is, and we all make mistakes and we learn from it, and we're not perfect, we're human, and I was able to forgive him and move on, and I'm happy to have my friend back too. He also wanted to give a few words to everyone. It'll be the last thing we say about all of this subject because we just want to have fun and fuck around in Fortnite, and
as a lot of people know.
And honestly, I'm glad that they decided to talk it out in private, that they decided to move forward. This shows a lot of maturity on both sides. Now let's hear what they continue to say.
There's been a lot of happenings both online and personally for me, and I've been taking some time away because I felt that that was necessary for me to recover, reflect, and protect my well-being, all that jazz. And that distance also helped me process everything that sort of happened.
And here's where you start to hear a little bit of that stutter that was going on, some weirdness in the audio. Not sure if it was their recording or if it was in the actual thing. Maybe something was happening with robotic noises from Discord that they were using or something like that.
And gain some clarity about it all. And I'm not gonna lie, it was very painful and overwhelming at times, but I think stepping back was honestly the healthiest thing that I've been able to do, and I feel a lot better now. I've been able to connect with a bunch of people. I've been talking a lot with my dad lately, so that's a lot of fun. I also should bring up that I'm not coming back to streaming or anything. I'm still taking things rather slowly and focusing on myself. I don't really know what I'll do in the future, but I hope that we can just play games and have fun today and appreciate it for what it is. In that whole time, I also realized that me and Doki were probably sharing a lot of similar experiences that I wish I was capable of seeing at the time. I was misinformed and felt pressured into decisions that I would later go on to truly regret. And
this is the really important part. He says he was pressured and misinformed. This shows that, of course, there was gaslighting going on in the background, and he really regrets what is going on, which is good to hear from him.
Later that I would find out things that I believed weren't entirely accurate, and I wished I understood things better before reacting the way I did, and that understanding is what led me to reach out in the end. And I'm grateful that Doki was so gracious and would even give me the time of day and allow us to reconnect and everything. So genuinely, I know I said this privately already, but I'm so sorry, man, and all of that distance that it created, and we had to go through a bunch of stuff apart instead of being able to be there for each other and support each other, because I do care. I care back then, I still care now, and I always will. And I'm just happy that you gave me the time of day and we're willing to.
And this, as you can see, is where he actually apologized publicly. Even though he had apologized privately, he apologized publicly to a friend by saying just the same way you would say with any other friend, hey, sorry, man, I'm really sorry this whole BS thing happened. I'm sorry all of this happened. And just kind of it's great to see that they did it not only privately, but he was man enough and strong enough and mature enough to do it publicly as well.
to like hear me out, talk to me, and make amends, and we can play games and be silly and talk about Kurt's stuff again. Because I will tell you, even during our like big sappy like reunion call and everything, she still springs some of the most out of left field things. Everybody, keep kindness in your heart, be kind to one another, and just focus on your own happiness, and that's all that should really matter to you.
Yeah, and star me and mega star me too.
And mega star me.
And this for me is the huge message that I want to leave you guys with. This is a very mature person, Ike Eveland, who was mistreated, it seems like. Also, like I've said before, many times before, he seemed to be a very big, unwilling participant in the whole black screen stream. Misinformed, he said as well. Pressured, I don't doubt he's been pressured. This is someone who probably since the day it happened has deeply regretted what has gone on. And like an adult, both of them, like adults, which is more than I could say about Illyra and Vox, which are also two people that went through the black screen stream, more than I could say about them. He actually went, talked to Doki, was like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. There's no excuse for what I did. I'm pretty sure he said something like that. There's no excuse for what he did because it wasn't really at that point in time. It hurt her a lot. It was in a very weak situation. Even though he was pressured, even though he was misinformed, he did, he was a man. He manned up. And he said he apologized directly to her and was willing to accept whether the apology was accepted or not. But she was very much in a different place now and was able to take that apology and move forward, both of them together as friends. And I'm very, very happy that this is the way everything ended. Bao has been on a rant spree recently. She is an independent VTuber who has grown rather big and has been known recently through the Cinder drama that happened. She's a member of United Talent. It's kind of like Mythic Talent Agency, etc. She's a musician and has released a single, etc. But today we're talking about the crash out that she has had on Twitter for the past couple of days. She crashed out about Skeb, she crashed out about other things, she crashed out about males, she did a lot of things. People got very angry at her throughout the whole thing. And she has put out a, well, not a great apology. I mean, an apology is apology, I guess. But it is not even I'm sorry to the people. It says, see that I'm very sorry, at worst I'm dumb as fuck, not malicious. It's kind of like, I don't know. Since I haven't been acting like myself at all, I feel like this year has poisoned me deeply, and I am not able to focus on anything but all the negatives. It's all I can think about, and it's not fair to air it out in a space that's trying to heal. That's why I've said before, and I'll say it again, Twitter is not your personal diary. It is not a place to go and be toxic. Well, I mean, it's what people use it for, but it shouldn't be a place where it's your personal diary with every single little intimate thought that you have comes out. It should not be that way. Especially in a professional sphere, as Bao's Twitter is, should be a place where more professional actions are done. Of course, you don't want them to be freaking robots. I'll say that. You don't want them to be robots. If they have emotions, let them have emotions. But you have to be very cautious of what you put out there. I have messed up in the past by putting things out that I shouldn't, and I've learned the hard way myself. I'm just saying this as someone who has learned the hard way. I am not beyond reproach, and I have been stupid on many occasions. I'm impulsive and don't think things through, which has been shown with your previous tweets. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, again, shown with your previous tweets. Terrible combination. Like I said before, not very good. Irresponsible and really dangerous. I'm very sorry. At worst, I am dumb as F, not malicious. Hope you feel better soon. Straub says, I hope you feel better soon. I understand what it's like to be an emotional person, what it's like to make mistakes many in my life, but you also have to understand what it's like, what it has looked like from the outside. Been a lot, coupled with you laughing, saying it's engagement bait on your stream. It just makes it all look worse. You got to think these things through. And this is Straub, a good friend of hers, well, at least someone that has not really criticized Bao. Bao is getting criticized from all sides right now. It is just not looking good for her. And it makes it look worse. You got to think these things through. You have a huge platform with so many people looking up to you, but you really already know that. People care about you and also care about what you say. You have the potential to help or hurt so many people online. So I don't know, I guess the best thing you could do at this point is generally apologize for anything you believe you did wrong and move on and don't bring it up anymore. I hope for the best for you though, and I hope that you're able to see why some people have been hurt. I hope so too. I truly hope so. Other person, Yomi Quinley, who's also very kind individual. I've run across him a couple times. Very kind individual. Completely valid with all that's happened. No one should blame you. We should do years of good. And then when you have a single slip or something's wrong, everything thinks that it's your true nature. When in truth, you're hurt, you're tired, you're vulnerable. I've always said she should have taken a break. After the Cinder thing and the Cinder thing being brought back up, be like, hey guys, I need a couple days to just, think things through, set my mind back to square one, whatever it is, because it can re-traumatize yourself and the whole thing. And it says, it's been an awful year. Anyone with a few seconds of breath, look at the scope of things, will know an amazing person that you are and simply see you struggling. You're sweet, caring, inspire many. And that's the thing that I've said, man. I said this, and yes, I've said it in the wrong way, and I do apologize when the message gets lost. But the point is, the reason why I criticize as heavily as I have, because Bao can do better, has done better, should not have let herself get to this point, honestly. Let's look at the quote retweets, because they destroy her in there. Toxic Foxu Victory. It says, stay away from any woman who will pull those beads out of her butt on camera for money. Okay, that didn't really relate to anything here. I don't believe an effing word you tweet. Considering you literally said this on stream, it's all just engagement farming for you, isn't it? Here you go. In her own words, not out of context.
Canceled 4 times in a month, canceled 4 times in a month. Nuh-uh, guys. It's not being called canceled. It's called engagement farming. Thank you very much. Here we go again. Come on. You can't be for real. Guys, I'm so fucking dead ass. Who's actually going?
So, this could be in a sarcastic tone. This could be a sarcastic reaction. Still, when you are in as heavy as criticism as she has gotten, in that kind of heavy moment, sarcasm can easily be lost. That's when unfortunately sometimes you do have to say just kidding or joking around. Obviously, guys, joking around, that type of thing. Hard to take her seriously at this point. After all the replies she goes through and tries to validate what she said over the past couple of days, really isn't that hard to just admit that you were acting entitled and pissy about it rather than deleting the tweets and making excuses. F right off, go farm engagement on your fansly. People can have fansly if they want. That's not a valid criticism in my opinion. She even after forgot the I'm sorry, had to edit it out. How do you expect us to believe this genuine and sincere? So, at first, she didn't have. See, I'm telling you, man, these people, the autistic folks like myself, they will go and they will find your original. The original said everything the same thing. She didn't say I'm very sorry. It says at worst I'm dumb as F, not malicious. She had to add in the I'm sorry. And yes, that will make it seem insincere to some, but I've done it as well where I've been like, oh shit, this sounds horrible, doesn't it? Maybe first draft wasn't a good idea. And then you put a second draft out there. You do that. I've done that before. Maybe it was someone writing it for her. Maybe it was her also being reactionary, and then she forgot the I'm sorry, and then later put it in. It's just kind of trying to see what she was thinking without actually being her. It's crazy to me how the mildest take about the predatory behavior of men has been twisted into this witch hunt. It's not fragile, man. It's just people don't like it when you go after a certain group and then paint everyone with the same broad brush. If it was done against women, you better believe, if someone said, if a large female creator starts saying, like basically what she said, if she said large female creator starts buttering you up, run, don't walk. Then you would have the other point where I would also say that was stupid, that was dumb. Do not paint people with a broad brush, and that is what people had an issue with. Triple down on Nijisanji, now Scab has to make an indirect response because of my tweets, and now I need to backpedal so hard. I'm not bad, I'm just R-word. Just stop tweeting about anything that doesn't have to do with your stream for a while. Honestly, you're treating yourself like an infant, and I would like to say it isn't gonna work, but we know how the community is. This just comes off as an emotional call for ceasefire. So yeah, it is really bad overall. She's getting a couple here and there that are nice, but the vast majority are not liking what she did. They are just calling her out on BS as they see it, and they're calling her out on just now. What they're saying is that she's backtracking because she's getting even a Japanese company to come against her. That is how bad it's gotten, that she has to step it back, and that is what people are getting annoyed at. She is finally back and did a stream. Today we're talking about Rosemi Lovelock, who was a female English VTuber with Nijisanji EN's Obsidia, along with Selen and Petra Gurin. The only one left now is Petra Gurin. She became Fuzuki Miki again. She was Fuzuki Miki. I had followed her when she started in 2020 because she seemed like an interesting individual out there, and I have been a follower of hers since then. Didn't know she was, I don't know how it happened, didn't know she was Rosemi. My bad on that one. Before we find out about the whole thing. the reason why I'm talking about it is because, like I said, she came back to streaming. Here is what we have.
I don't know if anyone can hear me. Is this on? Oh no. I've never done a Twitter space before. I don't know if this thing is working. How does this work? Wait, I think I see an emoji. Thumbs up! Oh, okay, I think it's working. Hi. This is my first ever
So this is like a visual representation of her Twitter space that I believe Rainbow Retirees did.
Twitter space, and I don't know what people do here. Hi, I'm Miki. Nice to talk to some of you after so long, or nice to meet some of you. 100%. Another 100 years of Fuzuki Miki.
Perfect.
Freaky Miki. I don't know if I'm freaking. I'm more of a Fushigi Miki myself. Soundboard. Why is there a sound? Okay, I don't know if anyone else can hear that. I hope not. Let me not get distracted. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. I just wanted to say hi and figure out what a space was. I wanted to talk about my plans for the future, but okay, I'll get this out of the way first. I'm still kind of thinking. And now in my first tweet, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna come back to streaming. And it's still true. Like, I feel like, you know, when you have a big decision to make in your life, and then you don't want to think about it because it makes you anxious. That's me. I don't want to think about it because it makes me anxious. But then I have to think about it. But I feel like maybe that's just me, and maybe I have delusions or whatever. I like to just have my moment, you know. I'm like, you know, like when you're like a wolf and you're looking up at the moon and you're like, yes, the moon is talking to me. But there is one thing. I feel like whatever
She is definitely Miki again. Holy moly.
way I want to move forward with, I have ideas. I haven't been able to make an important choice, but I'm like, if I go with this, then there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do with this, and if I want to do that, then there's some stuff I want. I feel like I know the journey, but I don't know which road to go, if that makes sense. And I guess for stuff like VTubing, I feel like VTubing, when I had my first term, when I debuted, it was back in 2019, 2020, I feel like VTubing as in general was really different back then. Compared to what it is now, I feel like it's really different. But you know, it's if I do make this choice, it is something that I'll have to be okay, yeah, you know, that's how it's gonna be, and stuff like that. And I got a lot of nice messages from even a lot of people that I look up to. I met with Matara. She asked me if I wanted to come visit her way out of the blue, and I'm like, okay. So I met with her. We went to Disneyland together. I met with Juniper. That was my first
I did cover that when they went to Disneyland.
time meeting Juniper, and she was like, yeah, I remember Miki, and I'm like, you remember me? One thing I did too was I filmed some stuff, and I was like, you know, if I do come back, then I'll have some stuff I want to show, and if I don't come back, I don't know. I also feel like I want to do vlogging in general, so whether as a VTuber or not, I guess that would be something to be seen. I promise you guys one thing, I'll seriously one night I'll just confine myself and just be okay, I'm gonna make a decision, and I will. And Matara was inviting me to some projects, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I have to make a decision first. Is what I told her. No matter how things go, at least, you know, I feel like it's gonna be something, and I guess it's also, you know, exciting to see how everything's go ahead. But confine myself to the moon and watching. Okay, now you guys are making me sound like a furry, like a wolf furry. I don't know, maybe I am a wolf furry. Okay, I'm being weird, I'm being awkward. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
How do I end this thing? This is so her. Oh my god. The 2020 Miki is back. And of course, the Rosemi love life that many people are missing is back there too. And I'm glad that she is starting to let people know it is going to be her path. It is something that she's going to choose. Whether or not it's exactly what people want, it doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is Miki is happy. Miki is doing what she wants to do. And that's where I'll leave this one. Mori Calliope Mori, whichever way you want to call her, she is the Rapin Reaper of Hololive EN Myth. She is an English-speaking female virtual VTuber with Hololive EN Myth, as I said before. And she has something big that happened, as I had covered many times before. She is in an anime intro. She had her own anime intro put into Gachiakute, and it's called Let's Just Crash, second OP theme of TV anime Gachiakuta. And my bad on the first time I put it out there, but it is the full music video. Of course, when it comes to it's a Mad Max look. Of course, it's a Mad Max look, but because it is a music video with an anime involved in it, I am going to show you, you know, the little parts of it here that you can see. Like there she is. She's straight up Mad Maxing on this one. This is amazing. Of course, I'll also let you see a little bit of it. That's, of course, Mori right there. Let you see a little bit of it, hear a little bit of it with the cutoff visuals, because that way I don't get copyright struck, because I am doing fair use, but, you know, so YouTube doesn't see it that way. So let me do that whole cutoff of the first half, the top half, and then let you listen to a little bit of what's going on here. At least, yeah, there we go.
you'd forget. So don't waste your time. No shame, going insane. Somebody's gotta pay. Yeah, you're back, you're back. 다시 너를 뺏기 보고. Let's just cry. 숨이 뜰뜬다. 너가 나의 구세.
So again, like I said, I have to cut it short based on just, you know, the way it works on YouTube. But this is an amazing, amazing thing that she put out there. It is one of her dreams come true to have an anime opening, and she was able to accomplish that with all of her hard work. Yes, Hololive helped a lot, but if it wasn't for her hard work, she would not have gotten to where she is now. So it is a lot to do with that. Big congratulations to Mori Calliope and all of her fans and everyone who worked on the anime as well for being able to get all of this going and have this amazing intro here. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. The reason why I do this is because I want it to be a positive experience for everybody, some place where I can promote other VTubers, people out there, in order to have some positivity there and bring the community up instead of just caring about myself. So today we are talking about Ayanari, who's having an art hiatus. They are a he/him VTuber who right now has right here on their Twitch here. I always get those things mixed up. Sorry, once again. Debut date is about to be announced. Currently, I'm just streaming and experience reasons for before the debut. So they're just doing regular stuff. This is something that they recently did with Michimochievee. Let's take a look.
Escape. Oh.
They got scared by Misa. I believe that's her name. I believe it's Misa. And let's take a look at their YouTube side. Once again, they are still kind of in the pre-debut stage, but they have been doing things, Little Nightmares 2, about a year ago, other things here. It's kind of like some shorts, things here and there. Of course, thank you so much, Ayanari, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.